You can now join as a member right from your phone. Become a member to watch the next episode before it's released. Thank you. When they saw that Xiao Yan's strength had reached the peak of Saint Grade, what kind of reactions did everyone have? Let's continue from the previous part. Xiao Yan, don't celebrate too early. I Mohe Tian will never lose. Mohe Tian's cold laughter echoed through the air, a trace of determination and ruthlessness flashing across his eyes. He suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood imbued with spiritual power. That blood rapidly condensed into a crimson rune. Above the sky of the endless fire domain, a black and white pillar of light descended from a shattered spatial rift. As the light dissipated, a black and white jade bottle slowly appeared. The moment the bottle emerged, the entire world seemed dyed in black and white, like the fusion of yin and yang. An indescribable pressure radiated from within the bottle. At that instant, the whole world seemed to transform into a monochrome domain. Within the territory of the endless fire domain, day and night reversed, as if yin and yang had collapsed into chaos. That is, the Mohe yin-yang bottle, the foundation of the Mohe ancient clan. No one expected the Flame Emperor to push Mohe Tian to this extent. Seeing this, countless experts across the world were secretly shocked. With the immense power of the Mohe yin-yang bottle, Mohe Tian now possessed the strength to directly contend even with late-stage Saint-grade experts. Standing atop the shoulder of his Mohe boundless body, holding the Mohe heavenly Luo umbrella above his head and gripping the yin-yang bottle, Mohe Tian locked onto Xiao Yan with a cold gaze. Xiao Yan, this battle ends here. As his words fell, his hands rapidly formed seals. Mysterious runes were continuously inscribed onto the yin-yang bottle. In an instant, black and white light surged violently. The mouth of the bottle tilted, and an endless torrent of black and white energy poured out, covering the entire sky. Xiao Yan's figure flickered. His hands also formed seals as he activated the flame mantra Fen Jue. At his forehead, the brilliant flame mark began to pulse violently. A will beyond description spread rapidly from it. I Flame Emperor Xiao Yan, summon all flames under heaven. Hear my command. As his voice fell, every corner of the endless fire domain erupted. Countless living flames soared into the sky, gathering around Xiao Yan. These were all flames that had developed intelligence, flame spirits. Streams of fire intertwined and collided. Every time a flame spirit was devoured, more rushed forward, as if endless. Moments later, a shrill wail echoed from the yin-yang bottle. Its surface gradually dimmed. Mohe Tian, stay behind. Xiao Yan stared at the severely injured Mohe Tian. With a step forward, he appeared before him and struck out with a palm. Impudent. Brat, you dare push your luck. At that moment, the white-robed elder who had yet to act finally shouted coldly. He extended his arm and grabbed toward Xiao Yan. The two palms collided, instantly unleashing a terrifying energy storm, shattering space within hundreds of meters. Boy, don't be too arrogant. My Mohe ancient clan has endured for 10,000 years. It is not something you can shake so easily. Xiao Yan sneered. I, Xiao Yan, have fought my way here. What kind of situations have I not seen? What of the ancient 5 clans? What of 10,000 years? From this moment on, the great thousand world, I shall roam freely. What arrogance from a junior! In that case, don't blame me for bullying the weak. Let me show you the true power of a late-stage Saint Grade. As the white-robed elder spoke, vast Tiandi's spiritual energy surged toward Xiao Yan. However, Xiao Yan merely waved his hand lightly and effortlessly neutralized the attack. This left the Mohe ancient clan utterly stunned, because Xiao Yan had just fought their clan leader fiercely, even using all his trump cards to defeat him. Yet this white-robed elder was even stronger, a late-stage Saint-grade expert, and his attack was still easily dispelled. Could it be that the Flame Emperor had been hiding his strength all along? Impossible. Even the white-robed elder was shocked. Though he hadn't gone all out, that attack was enough to kill a heavenly sovereign. Xiao Yan said calmly, Did I ever say my strength was only at spirit grade? His words caused everyone in the Mohe ancient clan to tremble inwardly. Indeed, he had never revealed his true realm. Before anyone could react, a terrifying force descended from the peak of the Great Thousand World toward the white-robed elder. Another black-robed elder joined the battle. The two joined forces against Xiaoyan. Yet, even facing two peak late-stage Saint-grade experts, Xiaoyan showed no defense at all. In the blink of an eye, he repelled both elders, peak Saint-grade. Only then did the two ancestors realize the Flame Emperor before them had already reached Saint-grade peak. No wonder even together they were no match. Flame Emperor, you are truly powerful. The endless fire domain is worthy of becoming a supreme overlord of the Great Thousand World. The two Mo ancestors sighed. Xiaoyan did not respond. He simply walked forward through the void. All eyes were fixed on his figure. Flame Emperor, state your conditions. The two ancestors spoke again. Xiaoyan smiled faintly. You understand me well. Then his expression turned cold. I want you to hunt down at least 5 extraterrestrial demon emperors and bring their bodies to the endless fire domain. What? The two ancestors' pupils shrank violently. Kill 5 demon emperors. Why such a condition? Mohe glanced at Xiaoyan, then toward the far north of the endless fire domain, as if realizing something. He took a deep breath and cupped his fists. Flame Emperor, righteous and just. My Mohe ancient clan agrees. Xiaoyan nodded in satisfaction. The two ancestors, however, sighed deeply. In this short time, it felt as if they had lived 100 years. With a wave of his sleeve, they led the Mohe clan into the void. After this battle, the Mohe ancient clan was completely defeated. Their full-scale invasion of the endless fire domain gained nothing and nearly led to total annihilation. As their army retreated, the experts of the endless fire domain began clearing the battlefield and reclaiming territory. This world-shaking war finally came to an end. Now, with Flame Emperor Xiaoyan at the helm, supported by the Elder Council led by Xiao Xuan and the Alchemy Hall of Yao Chen, the endless fire domain had become a true giant of the Great Thousand World. Whether top factions, ancient clans, or supreme forces, all could only look up in awe. Inside the Flame Emperor Palace, Xiaoyan gazed upon the flourishing city below, a deep sense of joy and fulfillment rising from within. His strength had finally reached the peak of the Great Thousand World, and the Xiao clan had prospered because of it. Thinking back to the 3-year agreement, he couldn't help but smile. That young boy back then would never have imagined such achievements. Little Yan, what are you thinking about? When Xiaoyan and Lin Dong met once again, they unexpectedly agreed to head beyond the domain together to question the so-called sacred abyss. Continuing from before, Little Yana, what are you thinking about? A subtle ripple spread through the void. A figure in a simple green robe quietly emerged. It was Xiao Xuan. Hearing the question, Xiaoyan smiled and replied, just recalling some old matters. By the way, ancestor, the Great Thousand Palace has summoned me. I will depart alone soon. After I leave, the endless fire domain will be under your care. Xiao Sen smiled faintly. You little fellow, I will take good care of the endless fire domain. Xiaoyan nodded, then glanced around the hall. Has teacher not returned yet? After the war ended, Yaolao should have led the Pill Tower members back to the endless fire domain to discuss reconstruction. Yet there was still no sign of him. At this moment, Feng Xian, who oversaw internal regulations, stood up and replied, that old fellow returned long ago, but he should be with Zhuan Yi right now. Hearing this, Xiaoyan smiled knowingly. He naturally understood the story between Xuan Yi and Yao Lao. His teacher had been alone for far too long. It was time to find someone to spend the rest of his life with. At the far western edge of the Great Thousand World, Sacred Abyss continent, this ancient battlefield had once been one of the decisive war zones against the extraterrestrial evil race. As the most powerful force in the Great Thousand World, the Great Thousand Palace had established a branch here, the Great Thousand Tower. To guard the Sacred Abyss, and monitor every movement of the evil race. A scorching sound tore through the sky. Above the void, a dazzling flame lotus shot forward like a meteor toward the sacred abyss. Seated atop it was a black-robed figure, Xiao. He had already traveled for several days from the endless fire domain. Located in the far north, while the sacred abyss lay in the far west, even with the power of heavenly flame, the journey required time. At the center of Sacred Abyss City stood the Great Thousand Tower. When Xiao arrived riding the brilliant flame lotus, the entire city erupted in shock. That flame lotus? Activate the formation passage now. The Flame Emperor of the Endless Fire Domain has arrived. The formation masters controlling the city were stunned, quickly opening spatial channels to guide him in. Flame Emperor? Is that the one who defeated the chosen of the ancient Mo clan? It is said his strength has reached the peak of the Saint Grade. But why has he come to Sacred Abyss? Could it be the golden summons of the Great Thousand Palace? Xiaoyan's arrival instantly set the city ablaze with excitement. Countless factions turned their attention to the black-robed young man. Flame Emperor, this way, please. Experts from the Great Thousand Tower stepped forward to welcome him. Xiaoyan nodded slightly and followed a demon-slaying envoy into the core region. At the city center stood a colossal ancient stone monument towering into the heavens. Yet what drew the most attention was not its age, but the blood-red words engraved at the top, demon-slaying ranking. Inside the Great Thousand Tower, Xiaoyan sat leisurely sipping wine. Watching demon slayers rushing about outside, he frowned slightly. It seems the extraterrestrial evil race is stirring again. Suddenly, a sound like shattering glass echoed across the city. A massive crack tore open in the void. From within it, a man in a dark purple robe stepped out. He stood calmly in mid-air. Even the city's grand formation seemed unable to stabilize the distorted space around him. Who is that? How did he get in? That space, it's been torn apart. Countless eyes turned toward him. A flicker of flame suddenly flashed within the man's perception, as if he sensed something. He waved his hand. Space twisted again. In an instant he vanished. A demon slayer suddenly shouted. That was the martial ancestor Lin Dong. At the same time, Xiaoyan placed his wine cup down and smiled. Brother Lin Dong, your spatial ancestral symbol is truly remarkable. As his voice fell, a ripple of space spread, and the purple-robed man appeared in the room. Lin Dong smiled. Compared to your heavenly flame Dao, my minor control over space is nothing. Brother Xiaoyan, it has been a long time. Xiaoyan laughed. I knew I would meet you here. He poured wine for both of them. The Great Thousand Palace has invited us as the ruler of the martial realm. How could I not come? In the far south, since the appearance of the 3 heavenly demon emperors, there has been no news of the evil race. This trip to the sacred abyss, we must take action. Lin Dong drank, then asked, Brother Xiao, what are your plans here? Xiaoyan replied calmly, I have nothing in particular to do. Since you wish to act, then let us go beyond the domain together and see this so-called sacred abyss. At that moment, a bell rang across the entire city. Instantly, countless demon slayers mobilized to defend the city. Footsteps echoed within the Great Thousand Tower. A powerful voice rang out. I have long heard of the great names of the Flame Emperor and Martial Ancestor. With heroes like you emerging in the Great Thousand World, the chaos of the outer domain will surely be quelled. Xiaoyan and Lin Dong looked over. Toward a terrifying figure, Qintian, the demon-slaying king of the Great Thousand Palace. Stars flickered faintly around him. Just standing there, he radiated an overwhelming aura. At that moment, the heavenly flame within Xiaoyan's eyes began to flicker. He sensed something subtle, yet deeply repulsive. You can now join as a member right from your phone. Become a member to watch the next episode before it's released. Thank you.